Alright guys, I'm not going to lie to you. We are already in motion, so we're just going to stay in motion. But let's dive into it.
Welcome to Rolling with T-Bone presents The Cryptids of North America. I hope you enjoy.
Alright guys, so welcome in. You saw the thumbnail for today's video, so you know why you're here. As we roll out on Jazz, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I may have on too much gear. I mislooked at my phone, and man, that windshield got dirty. Ooh. I hope y'all can see through that. But anyway, if you don't, just imagine. I mislooked at my phone. I looked at my phone and I thought my phone said it was like 39, but it's actually 47. So I thought, you know what, I ain't waiting to ride no more. So I went out and I put on my coveralls and my wind jacket and all my boots. Got my long handles on, and I was just gonna ride till it warms up. I might end up regretting this. But for now it feels pretty good, so maybe I won't. I don't know. But anyway, that's not what we're here to chit chat about, is it? So what we are here to talk about today, guys, is this clip I shared a few probably a couple weeks ago now, of the injured Bigfoot. I shared it in a dual clip. It was the injured Bigfoot, and then it was the one with the Bigfoot walking down the edge of a guy's property line in the wood lines of his ranch. But the one we're going to focus on today is the injured Bigfoot. Now, some people said they didn't see why I was calling it an injured Bigfoot. I'm going to try to rerun the clip here a few times through this episode, but if you will notice on the left shoulder of this Sasquatch that is on the camera, it actually has looks like a bullet wound in its left shoulder. Now, this video will be easy to go either way on as to, is it real or is it a very, very well done, clever hoax? Now, let me give you the backstory on what I've got from this just clip. It's not even a long clip. So the story goes, this Sasquatch was seen from a distance by some people who were out walking, and apparently this is a very prominent walking trail, hunting trail, meaning that people use this area quite a bit. So it's not like one of these secluded areas way out back in the 100-acre woods where Winnie the Pooh and them are. And as these folks were approaching the Sasquatch, I don't think they even realized it was a Sasquatch, but as they were approaching, it wasn't moving until they had completely walked up on it and it met them on the trail. Now, when I look at this video, it's hard for me to jump either way with it. It's hard for me to categorically 100% with 1000% positivity say this is a bona fide Sasquatch video. As far as the video itself goes, it's decent quality. Of course, it's not 4K quality. Neither is this video you're watching. This video you're watching is 1080p quality. But it's clear enough to see that this cryptid's eyes move, its mouth moves, it's breathing through its nostrils. You can hear the heavy breathing. So by all first looks, this actually looks like a real, honest to God Sasquatch. So going on with the story behind the video is that once these folks realized that this was a injured Sasquatch, they called DNR, the Department of Natural Resources. Oh well, they called 911, but let's just be honest, 911 ain't going to handle a call like that, so it ended up going to the Department of Natural Resources, and as it was reported in the clip, a DNR officer came to the scene, tranquilized the Sasquatch, and I'm assuming dressed the wound. Now, so this is another one of those things that you can go in either directions with. Now, a injured cryptid, whether it be, Sasquatch, Dogman, werewolf, whatever, as opposed to a injured deer, bear, mountain lion, etc. In either case, the Department of Natural Resources, DNR, would handle that call. So that is correct in the video, that DNR would attend that call. Man, guys, like I said, I want to jump on board with this one and say it's 1,000% authentic, but we are so desensitized to all this stuff now that even sometimes when we see the truth staring us in the face, we still have to say, it's truth. It looks like a tree, but is it actually a tree and not just an overgrown bush? But the story being told is proper. You would have DNR to come. Now, where I get a little sketched out is they say that DNR tranquilized this Sasquatch and dressed the wound. Here's where I can jump to the other side of the fence on this particular video. I believe, now this is all me, guys. This ain't nobody else. This is just all T-Bone. But I believe, had a DNR officer showed up to a scene and there was a Bigfoot injured, I do believe the following would have taken place. I do believe that the DNR officer would have indeed tranquilized the Sasquatch. And for the sake of the people who walked up on this, might have even dressed the wound. But I don't think you and I would know about it, and here's why. Because I think as a DNR officer, they would be trained that if this is an undocumented creature, or an animal, let's just call it an animal. DNR deals with animals, so let's just say this is a undocumented animal. I don't see DNR simply tranquilizing it and walking away from it. I believe DNR would call somebody in a higher authority, in a higher position, and they would say, this is what I have ran up against here. This is what's going on. We don't, maybe DNR's handbook doesn't cover this, so DNR, the resource officer, is on the phone trying to figure out what the next plan of action is. First would be to confiscate footage. You see where I'm leaning. I think it would be confiscate the footage, threaten these people into silence, and we will come and take care of your cryptid for you, sir. That's what I believe would have happened. Now, can I say 150,000% that's what would happen? No. And here's why. I'm about to give you the flip side of this coin. So the flip side of this coin would be, now, one of the problems that I had in researching this video is I never could land a location. Is it Pacific Northwest? Is it Canada? Is it Alaska? Is it Appalachia? Is it, where is this cryptid at? Where is this being filmed at? Now, So the other side of that coin would be that if they came and picked this Sasquatch up, that's kind of what I would think would happen. But you also have the flip side to that coin, which is that in Canada, you can look it up, Google it. It's on law that in certain parts of Canada, Sasquatch have been deemed endangered species. They have been recognized. So, if that is the case, and this is in one of those areas in the world that at least the belief of Sasquatch exists, and lawmakers put a law into place, then the DNR officer would have a different role. The DNR officer would show up, tranquilize the Sasquatch, and do every single thing humanly possible to either pull the bullet out of its arm, dress the wound, make sure that the Sasquatch is going to be okay. If not, further tranquilize it and get it to a veterinarian. Because as an endangered species, the law and the rules about this situation change completely. So that's why I said earlier in the video that this was either legitimate footage with a legitimate story, or this is one of the most thoughtfully put together hoaxes that I personally, just me, but that I have personally ever ran across doing research on cryptids. Because you have the cryptid that looks, I mean, let's just be honest, it looks real. It sounds real. You have what a family would do would be to call somebody to come and help it because it's injured. And then flip side of the coin, would they take it away? Or if it's protected under some kind of law, they would address the issues and they would simply walk away from it and leave it laying there to wake up after it's been tranquilized. And my other problem runs into there's no backup story for it. There's no this is what happened. Once you get that little bitty clip and the story that goes with that clip, there's nothing else really about it. And I have scoured the internet looking for more information, but there's nothing else. So that then leads me to believe that this might actually be one of the most clever hoaxes that I have ever run across in my research. Now, I know what some of y'all are going to be thinking. Some of y'all are going to be saying, well, T-Bone, you just took a definite stand on this being a hoax. I did not. What I said is that if this is not proper, they went to painstaking, they went through a lot of painstaking hours to put this thing together, because the story makes it sound legit, but it's missing, like I said, just a few component pieces to the story to make me go ahead and give it 100% certification. I would have liked to have found what happened to the cryptid after. Did its arm survive? Did it lose its arm? I want something more than just this clip, basically. But, that leads you to the other question then. What would you do if you ran across something like this? That question might be a little harder to answer. And the reason that might be a little bit harder question to answer is very simple. For me. Now, again, I can't talk for anyone else. All I can do is talk for me and this particular situation. If I saw that the Squatch was not in immediate life-threatening danger, meaning it's not fainting, it's not losing an abundant amount of blood, It's kind of being territorial. It's kind of being aggressive. Probably, if I could assess it and be pretty sure that the Sasquatch was going to be okay, I would walk away from it and leave it alone. Because at the end of the day, animal, cryptid, creature, etc., it's still a wild thing. So I would not want to get myself fully involved with it on either end of the spectrum, trying to save it or trying to get it help. I would simply want to just leave it alone. Now, there's a flip side to that coin. And the flip side to that coin is that if this thing was bleeding out and I was pretty certain that it was going to die, that it was going to bleed out and die, I would start changing my ideology. I would be starting to think, okay, if this creature dies, then that's going to leave its body open for scientists to come and scoop it up. Somebody find it, take it, turn it into somebody, and then, you know, a ton of tests are going to be done on a creature. I would probably, I do have DNR people that I can call directly, because I'm in the park, so I deal with DNR, not on a regular basis, but I can call them when I need them. So probably what I would do is call a DNR officer, bring them there, let them assess the situation, and then I would still turn it over to them. So either way, I would want to separate myself from it. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive to someone who studies cryptids. You would say, I know some of y'all would be like, man, I would turn that thing over to somebody, and this body could prove once and for all that Bigfoot exists. At the cost of death, or at the cost of desecrating a dead body, my drive to prove Sasquatch exists isn't that high. I would never want to desecrate a body or kill one just to prove that it exists. I think there's easier ways to do things, and I think desecrating a body or killing this creature, I think that's wrong. I think that would be the wrong way to go about doing it. But again, guys, this is just me. Oh man, Jazz just cruising right along. I guess it's about 48 degrees. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not uncomfortable. This is actually, I'm warm. I've got the, like I said, I've got the Bilbover coveralls that they ordered me from work. Kind of went in and requested some, because I do a lot of tractor work in the winter. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try these things out and see what they'll really do in the wind. Man, they're great. Of course, my wind jacket, I already knew it was going to do the trick. I don't even have a regular jacket on. All I have on under this jacket is just a t-shirt. But I do have my long johns on, but I don't think I'm going to need them. But got my boots on. But man, we got past Christmas, guys. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. And if you're watching this, I want to wish you a very Happy New Year coming up here in a couple of days. This coming Wednesday is going to be New Year's. Don't have no real big plans for myself. We're just kind of do what we always do. Just kind of hang back, watch a little YouTube, and maybe a little Netflix and chill. Because I think that, you know, and I could be wrong. I may be about to misspeak. But I think the only time the New Year's thing really does turn into like a big deal is if you just started dating someone and you're living like in New York and you go to Times Square and it's a big event and there's music. I think all that works only in the big city. Out here in the country where I'm at, it's just, I go to bed and wake up the next day and it's a new year. Not that I'm not grateful to be alive to see a new year, don't get me wrong, but you know, I think to celebrate New Year like that, going out to events and you know, ball drops and countdowns, and I go kissing at midnight. I thought, you know, I don't know. That just, I say, me and R1 kind of got past all that stuff early. We never really actually went out and celebrated New Year's much, but we did always kind of subscribe to the what you're doing on New Year's is what you'll be doing the rest of the year. So we've always made sure we tried to love each other and take care of each other, and it's worked so far. But yeah, man, New Year's 2025. Man, I'm excited for 2025. 2024 has been a rough year, I'm not gonna lie to you. Things kind of very early, and of course I'm not going to rehash all this out. Y'all go watch my older videos from this year and find out things. But 2024 went off the rails, and it kind of started getting a little bit better a couple of months ago. I started getting some facts nailed down about things, but I'm hoping 2025 goes a lot better. You know, I always say I'm optimistically hopeful that 2025 is going to be a good year, but you never know. You know, nobody sets out in December to have a bad year the next year. But, you know, I hope it's a good year. I hope 2025 goes better for everybody. There's a lot of people on YouTube that I watch and subscribe to that 2024 has just been a bad year all the way around. And I get it. I mean, I get it. 2024 has been a rough year. It really has. But, you know, I want to wish y'all a happy new year and say the new year is coming along. But yeah, man, what would you do, guys, if you were out and you caught an injured Sasquatch on your walking trail, or you saw it on the side of the road and you pulled over? And I mean, don't just answer. I mean, really think about it, because remember, with this series, I'm trying to do what if. What would you do? What if you ran across a Sasquatch that was injured on the side of the road? Would you help it? Or would you say, Mother Nature takes care of Mother Nature? Which is probably most likely what I would do. If I saw that it wasn't going to die, if I didn't think that it was in immediate danger of dying, I would probably just say, you know what? Mother Nature takes care of Mother Nature. I'm going to roll on down the road. But, you know, again, sitting on the bike right here, riding down the road, talking to y'all, it's easy to say that. But until you're actually faced with it, I don't know. It'd be hard. It's an interesting conversation to have either way. I'll just put it that way. Now, I have, moving on just a minute here before we finish this video up. I've had a couple people ask me if I've thought about maybe trying to do a separate channel for the cryptid content. I had thought about that a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie, I had thought about it, and I keep coming back to the same answer. Man, I barely got time for rolling with T-Bone. So I mean, maybe if it all picks up and explodes and goes huge, I might consider something like that. But I think for right now, just making it a segment on Rolling for T-Bone works pretty good, because like I said, y'all have really blown me away with how much y'all have how accepting you are of this conversation of cryptids and all that stuff, and how supportive you are. So I think I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, guys, and see where the future takes us. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you know, the best laid plans of men and mice. But I'll tell you what, guys, I think with that, I'm going to back up on out of here. I got a couple other things I've got to get done today. So I am going to say we have got us an episode of Cryptids of North America shot. And remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Watch a few of our videos, and if you think we're right for you, consider subscribing to the channel and telling a friend. But anyway, guys, until the next time, Happy New Year. And I hope God blesses you in this new year coming up. But until the next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and hey, thanks for watching.